right, Apple Gule, tell us about your name, where it comes from.
So Apple's actually a spin-off on my real name, which is Apelele, and it's a name I got in school. So back in the day when I used to play football, the coaches couldn't say Apelele, quick enough on the field, so Apple just kind of stuck, and yeah, now we're here today. With
Oh,
Apple.
okay, no, that's cool. So Apple, tell us, where did the love for music start? Coming from like Swaziland, how is a place like that? What are your inspirations?
I mean, like, yeah, so, I mean, music for me has just been a part of my life, since growing up. My dad was in the choir at his varsity, so, like, for him, music's also his life. And because, I guess, of him, being in the industry as well, like, it just kind of, like, shaved off onto me. And, yeah, I've just been in love with it since day one, bro.
All right. So how would you describe your music genre to a person who's never heard your music?
I've always like maintained that my genre is like soulful pop, if that makes sense. Just because like I like to keep my writing style in the same pop formula. So it's definitely like verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus vibe. So yeah, soulful pop, but definitely the soulfulness because I like to bring some soulful vocals into my music.
Oh, okay. So you once did the Coke Studio season 2. So tell us about that journey. How did you get to be on? How was the journey once you started working on the songs?
Yeah, man, I won't lie. The Coke Studio like experience is quite crazy because it's like hell of a lot of pressure to like write and record a whole song in 2 days. Like you get there, you're meeting these people you haven't met before, you're working with people you don't know. So yeah, you have to just work and the people filming you, the cameras are on. So yeah, so there was a lot of pressure, but it was a cool experience because you get to kind of make music that you wouldn't normally make as well, and yeah, it was a cool vibe. Crazy pressure. I mean, it's something I'd love to do again. But yeah, definitely one of the coolest experiences of my life.
Okay. Obviously that has to do with a lot of collaborations. What collaborations have you done in the past that you'd say you're really proud of? And when you look back at the work and you're like, yeah, I worked hard, even though people know of the work or maybe it was unreleased.
Like I think one that I can definitely be very proud of is a song I did called Living Music with Crazy White Boy last year. It's still like popping over now at the shows and stuff. So that one I'm really proud of just because, yeah. I mean, first of all, I love Crazy White Boy. I've been following their music since I was a lighty. So to have the honor to make a song with them was 100% like one of the cool life achievements that I can put down.
So there's obviously the process of making music and performing it for people.
Yeah.
What process do you enjoy the most? The creation or being out there and entertaining people and giving that energy to them?
That's a good question. I have love for both parts of that. Definitely like performing the music live, to a crowd is probably like I think maybe it just takes the lead because it's nice to see people actually enjoying something that you create and you put a lot of hard work and hours into. That energy is something you can't kind of replace. So I definitely think it's the performing part, 100%.
Okay, sticking to the performance side, what's the one venue where you performed at and you're like, yeah, okay, this is where I'm at the top now. Not top, but yeah.
Nah, like I guess there's so many different types of events, so you can't really pinpoint one that's been the best one. But I think in terms of like kind of the okay, I've made it moment was when I performed at Kinky Summer down in Cape Town. That was pretty cool to go and perform for like 5,000 people and them going mad to your music. So that's definitely one I can put up there.
Okay, no, that's cool. That's cool. So going with your music direction, what is your aspiration, especially maybe in South Africa or for the world, in terms of like
Yeah.
the music that you make?
The thing is, for me, like, I mean, I'm doing this because I want to be the best. If I didn't have that, that goal in mind, then what am I doing it for? I'm really passionate about music. The end goal is obviously to be an international artist, but I realize you have to go through certain steps, 100%. But I want to do it the right way. So when I say the right way, I mean like I want to make music that I believe in, whether it's labeled as this or labeled as that. It's still music that has to be unique. And I think yeah, once you align yourself with something that you want to do and you're passionate about, and you find your niche, then I guess you can kind of run the game. So that's the plan.
Okay, from that, it sounds like obviously these are some of the challenges you face. What would you say are the biggest challenges for an artist here in South Africa trying to go international?
I mean, there's multiple challenges. Of course, you know, end of the day, like if you look at the Americans or even the Europeans, they pretty much own the music space, 100%. So I guess you have to first of all get the right quality products. So obviously make a like you know a banging track, and then once you have that, I think then it's just about you know being able to be heard by you know the US or be heard by the Europeans or whatever. So that's yeah one of the biggest challenges is definitely getting your music to the right ears. At the end of the day, like you can make fans out of people, but it's about making sure that the people who want to hear the music actually hear the music. You know.
So, I wanted to ask, with a lot of international artists coming into our shows and performing,
You know.
we've had like incidences where people were mistreated or artists here in South Africa felt like, hey, you know, the same respect you gave me in the last gig, like all of a sudden it's different. What are your honest thoughts on that? Like international artists coming here being treated as high and mighty, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
our own artists are not treated in that same light. So has that happened to you? Have you experienced any kind of that treatment?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it's quite a tricky situation because you know you wanna obviously give the international artist like you know the best kind of respect in terms of like you know showing him a good time in South Africa or whatever the case may be. But I think it's definitely something that has to change in the industry. We have to definitely treat our own way better. If you look at like the rest of Africa, how they treat their artists, it's like you know they treat them if not better than the you know international acts. And I think we have this kind of how can I say like thought that international artists are actually better than South African artists, which I don't think is the case. I think we are now at a level where like we as good, if not better, than most of the artists that we bring into South Africa. So yeah, I think that has to change. We have to definitely um, treat our own better, 100%.
Okay. So now, I just want to ask about if you'd like to share. Are there any personal experiences you've had with SA artists here where it's something you can laugh about?
Nah.
I wanted to know because obviously in certain places around the world, artists or rappers per se, they have to check into a place. You know, not check in on social media, but to let people know like I'm arriving so that everything is set, everything is safe. I've heard a couple artists here in South Africa say that yo, when I go to a certain place, I have to kind of check in. This people I have to call to make sure all is
Yeah.
okay. So I wanted to know, uh, has that happened with you? Are there certain places where it's not really safe, but so you have to check in and talk to certain people so that the roads are okay?
There's spice in that question as well. You know, 100%. 100%. No, obviously, like, nah, but like, I mean, end of the day, I don't really have to check it in terms of, you know, for safety reasons. It's more just to let people know where I'm at. They can come catch me at a show or whatever the case is. But yeah, I normally move in silence. But if it's for, you know, work purposes, yeah, I'm definitely checking in.
Okay. So, who would you like to work with in the music industry going forward?
Oh man, there's a lot of people I'd love to work with. Shout out to the homie Shakina. I'd love to work with her. I think her writing is amazing. Her voice is obviously bar none. If I'm looking internationally, and if I'm looking at people like Davido, you know, like WizKids, those kind of artists, definitely I'd love to um, play in that space one day.